Oh, look at that. I'm on the air. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I just took a day to pretty much relax. Did some work in the morning. Did one chore in the afternoon. And I just had to decipher through all the stuff I'm getting left and right. And between my own stuff, what I get from other people, my phone blows up the whole day. Which is fine. I don't care. I mean, I'm always looking. But the other day I made... in fact, it was yesterday on my way home from Binghamton. I made the comment yesterday that about the whole Charlie Kirk thing. As I'm looking through video again, as I was listening to the press conference of the timeline, I'm realizing that, wait a minute. This is a shooting that's happening in a sovereign state, Utah, at Utah Valley State, which is a Utah State College. This should be a state issue. But the FBI is involved. Why is that? Why is that? Why is the FBI involved? Because I don't care if this is the Trump administration, the FBI hasn't been cleaned out yet. And I made it clear how I don't trust Kash Patel. He talks a good game, but since he's been in office, it's a chihuahua. You look at everything. The timeline. He said the FBI was on the ground in 16 minutes. 16 minutes. 16 minutes. All right, the nearest FBI office to Utah Valley State is about a 51-minute drive according to Google Maps. 51-minute drive. That's without traffic. How are they on the ground 16 minutes? I mean, even if you took an FBI helicopter and jumped a whole bunch of agents, I mean, I think the max speed of a helicopter is, for the FBI, for most law enforcement, is about 155 miles an hour. So even if you cut it in half, I mean, the math isn't mathing here. And then it takes time to assemble agents. It takes time to get helicopters running, to find pilots. How do they get in the ground 16 minutes? If anyone remembers the movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, I feel like I was kind of watching that movie as Kash Patel was going through the timeline. Now, if they were there already, why was the FBI there already on a state campus? To quote Michael Pena, who played the role as Agent Nick Memphis in the movie Shooter, he even questions his own agency. He says, "How on earth did we do this that fast?" Because we're the FBI, son. We're good at jobs. To which Nick Memphis goes, "Well, we ain't that good at our jobs." But then, after hearing everything that happened, Bo Mason, we call him 33 hours later. Now, it turns out that the spot, I think, the campus of Utah Valley State is also on the 33rd parallel line. Again, how many mathematics until coincidence was mathematically impossible? And then I'll get the video again. I'm hearing the testimony of how he ran, jumped off the roof, which that roof was too high for him to jump off of, I'm sorry, without breaking his leg. And he said how he was able to assemble a rifle and disassemble a rifle. I looked at that Mauser 98, and I own 30-06, and I own a takedown rifle. That thing is not simple to take apart. It just isn't. So we have video of him walking up to the roof with a limp, which means he probably had the parts in his pants, I guess. But somehow he took it apart on the way down, but they found it in the woods, assembled, wrapped in the towel. And when you look at closely at the rifle, there's no way that rifle is a 30-06 rifle. I own two 30-06s, one in bull action. And the handle, bull action handle on that is just too small to be a 30-06. Then I pushed myself to watch the Charlie Kirk video shooting again. And then, of course, I focused so much on the front wound. I said, wait a minute. I looked at it again. I tried to find another angle. I did. There was no exit wound. Now, there's no way that a 30-06 rifle on a human being is not going to have an exit wound. And a huge, huge, disgusting mess in the back. There was none of that, which tells me this was done by a much smaller caliber rifle. I don't know, maybe a 9mm rifle? I don't know. But that wasn't a 30-06. Anyone's ever seen a 30-06 hit an animal, it's devastating. On a human, it would be a total mess. And I should have caught this early, but I didn't. Life is so busy as I have a big day tomorrow in my own life. But don't worry about that. There's no exit wound. There's no mess. Then I look at the picture of the rifle itself again, and I noticed that the scope. All right, if we were to put this rifle together, that scope is just too far back. If you were to put that thing in your shoulder, anyone knows that the recoil of a 30-06, it kicks like a mule. That scope too far back would give you a major, major black eye, possibly eye damage. Sorry, but nothing is beginning to add up on this thing. Nothing. And of course, Kash Patel's comment at the end of that press conference the other day, Lord, we love you, brother. I'll see you in Valhalla. Valhalla? Okay, no, it's not just a town in Westchester County. Valhalla in the Greek books is considered their heaven, where the fall and go after they passed on. It's also in the movie Thor, Marvel Comics Thor. You also hear it in the Avengers movies. Odin is their top god. Valhalla is their heaven. And I'm like, okay, you're giving yourself away here again. I mean, I've been talking about how I don't trust Kash Patel, how he has a Hindu background. He's had books with Wiccan character, which President Trump endorsed, which tells me that your spiritual advisory board, led by Paula White, is useless. You want more evidence? There it is. Then you got the Jewish guy who was caught originally, George Zinn, I think his name is, 71 years old. I saw the pictures, but I got to run some video through, and these guys going, he started yelling, you have the right to remain silent. Going through the whole Miranda right thing. Then he's telling you to shoot him, shoot him, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me. Now you're hearing rumors that he was there to take the fall, to let the real killer go. We have a plane that took off in the area that went off radar, then came back on radar. You should have known that when that plane took, the FBI got involved, like they did with Martin Luther King, JFK, RFK, Malcolm X, President Trump, that they were going to make this shit up. Now, maybe Tyler Robinson was used. I don't know. I mean, he's got the profile for sure, but did he actually take the shot? I don't know. They say he's being uncooperative with the FBI. Gee, I don't know. What does that mean? Is he not going to go along with the script or what he's supposed to do now? Will he magically die in his holding cell now? You can't put anything. You got to lay it all on the table now. Nothing is can be taken off the table as far as what's going on right now. And the next day, of course, President Trump was at the Yankee game to hit the first pitch for 9/11, which is a big deal in New York. But I find it amusing that, you know, on a day where day after one of his so-called good friends died, he's at a Yankee game throwing the first pitch. Now, then again, Trump is a native New Yorker. He was born and raised his whole life. His home base was there up until about 4 or 5 years ago when he just had enough of it. But I found really unbelievable is Pam Bondi was there taking selfies. Now, with all this stuff going on out in Utah, why are you at the game with President Trump taking selfies? Is Pam Bondi a gatekeeper? Does she have a spiritual curse over Trump? I don't know, but right now, I don't trust Pam Bondi, Blondie, whatever her name is. I don't trust Kash Patel. I don't trust Kristi Noem. I don't trust Marco Rubio. I'm sure there's others in there's Susan Stiles. Don't trust her. Sorry, but none of this stuff is starting to make sense. The timeline. How did the FBI get there so fast? They're telling you one thing, but this pops up. And of course, one of the original pictures they had of Ty Robinson out, it didn't even really look like him. I mean, this guy was, if you notice the black hat with the white triangle, the Illuminati pyramid, I'm like, oh, okay. What's going on here? Was this a blood sacrifice for a Mason trying to move up the ladder more? If you don't think it's a spiritual battle, have you not noticed this year Halloween stuff is out very fast already? I mean, it used to be you had to wait until almost the end of September till you start seeing it. But this year they had the Halloween stuff out before, at the end of August. Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, heck, even Cracker Barrel had Halloween stuff already. You don't think this is a spiritual battle? You don't think this is spiritual warfare? What Halloween represents? You got to ask yourself, are we so over the target? Are the demons getting so scared that they're coming out in full force now? I don't know, but I am not liking what I'm seeing right now. And right now, the more and more I was listening to a whole bunch of Trump clips today, I said last night, it was scary the way he was at a restaurant and a group full of protesters got 2 tables away from him. And if that's not bad enough, Trump got closer to him and the Secret Service should have gotten him back and pulled him away from them. 2, Trump should not be telling them, hey, can we get these guys out of here, guys? Can we get these protesters out of here? They're waiting around. What is going on here? 2, 3, these people should have been on the ground getting their skulls busted. I just saw another interview with Megyn Kelly and Donald Trump Jr. Yeah, Donald Trump Jr. And listen, you could see the frustration in his face and eyes on Megyn Kelly. He says, Americans are getting sick and tired of it. Now, I've been telling you, because of the stuff Trump is not doing, what he's supposed to be doing, the people he's hired, and the spiritual warfare is real, he's already taken one bullet to the ear. The whole COVID thing. Taking one for the team. Is something going to happen so bad to him or one of his family members that it's going to bring him to his knees? Is that when he finally wakes up? Because right now, he's got a lot of bad people around him. Right now, I'm sorry, even though we did have a drop in gas prices, egg prices, and food prices, everything has stagnated. And things are still expensive. In fact, some things are going up. Sorry, you got to call it as I see it right now. I thought the gas prices would come down to Labor Day. May have it. I mean, the gas prices around mine have been the same for about 4 or 5 weeks already. Your comments down below what you're feeling like. No, keep the country in prayer. Keep Donald Trump in prayer. We'll talk to you later, everyone.